The Adventures of Parker Polar Bear. Parker Leaves the Snow. Story and art by Jay Klein. Parker Polar Bear did not like the cold. No, he did not. It was frosty and chilly and covered in snow. The tropics was not. Icebergs and glaciers were such a terrible hassle, not like building a lovely sand castle. Less cold and more heat was Parker's dream, a place where the sun rules supreme. But how does a big white bear escape the ice? A jet airplane? Or maybe he'll think twice about the price and take a train. So many ways to leave the snow. How should Parker go? A hot air balloon would offer a great view, but a cruise ship would too. Parker's not large as polar bears go, but he's too big to ship and walking's too slow. So he chose to fly coach, as bears often do. It might not be fancy, but it gets you there too. When Parker finally landed in a sunny paradise, he could barely remember all the snow and ice. Off the plane and into the sun, Parker's tropical life had finally begun. He waved a taxi down and headed for the beach, made a little stop in town to grab the perfect peach. He stepped onto the sand, peach in hand, and donned his groovy shades. Then he ate his fruit, slipped into his suit, and hit those gnarly waves. Parker shredded the barrel and carved the face. Turns out this bear was a real surfing ace. It was indeed a fantastic new land, with crystal clear water and endless white sand. Parker had truly found a place to love. Everything he could imagine. Well, kind of. He hadn't made friends and was getting kind of lonely. He thought just a little crew, if only. He met a kiteboard cougar with a big yellow hat, a hang-gliding dog, and a beach bum rat. Parker's new friends made everything right. It was surfing by day and bonfires at night. But Parker never forgot his friends in the snow. He often sent postcards just to say hello. His cards were a hit with the bears back home, and his selfies were too if you had a smartphone. Beach Rat found Parker a cool little shack with a hammock, a table, and a surfboard rack. It was close to the beach and didn't have leaks, so Parker rented the place for 16 weeks. Chillin' by the surf was Parker's new favorite thing, because when it came to relaxin', he was the king. It was a world of firsts for this Arctic bear. Parker had never really been anywhere. He took all afternoon to climb the highest dune, but every step was worth it. The view was amazing with the sunset blazing. The entire day was perfect. Then he slid down the hill with a laughable spill. It was a popular thing to do. Parker was dizzy from his downhill tizzy. There was just too much fun to do. Parker rafted a lazy river and climbed a live volcano. The adventure didn't matter, he just could not say no. Glide Cat took him to a little blue lagoon. Then Beach Rat took him up in a hot air balloon. The view was amazing, Parker couldn't stop gazing. It was totally incredible. Flying over turquoise seas in the warm southern breeze was simply unforgettable. Ah, if the bears back home could see him now. Parker would show them all how to surf the waves and explore some caves and maybe freeze some brain waves. He missed his father and his mother too. He missed his sister and his older brother Lou, as younger brothers often do. But every happy bear gets homesick at times, and that's not solved by a few simple rhymes. Hockey with his brother, sledding with his sis, those were two bears he was really starting to miss. His life was still great, way more good than bad, but there was a weight, and his heart was feeling sad. Parker hid his grief and sorrow the very best he could. He always thought that tomorrow it would all be good. He sat alone on an empty beach with family on the brain, but home was out of reach, and now it was beginning to rain. When Parker's friends could plainly see that he was feeling awful and cruddy, they needed a plan, and it was agreed they'd have to cheer up their buddy. Plans were texted and forwarded too, and things were set in motion. His friends knew exactly what to do. They'd make it snow at the ocean. Kite Cheetah sprayed the beach with snow, and Beach Rat took care of the playlist. Then Glide Dog got a bunch of pizzas to go. Smelled so good it was hard to resist. But if their genius plan was going to succeed, they all had to stay quiet for now, they agreed. After finishing up, they went to find Parker and covered his eyes to make things darker. They brought him to the beach, blind as a bat. Then the blindfold came off, and just like that, Parker's mind was blown. His jaw hit the floor. This wasn't just friendship. It was something more. His friends did something only friends can do. They helped a good buddy turn gray skies to blue. Parker smiled. It seemed his family had grown. A funny thing since he was so far from home. But the gang was not done surprising their friend. They had one more gift they had to extend. And what could it be but 4 bears walking by the sea? Mom, dad, brother, and sis, all with bags in hand, brought to him out of love by his awesome new clan. The moral of the story, if there is one at all, your best friends in life will catch you when you fall.